No, it's okay. It's okay.
I gotta do it this way.
It's okay.
Now I gotta. Man, let me see. I'm gonna do it like this. Ah, there it is. It is what it is, y'all. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Y'all get a chance to see a little bit of me, a lot of them. So just pick up on the game that's being spilled on the ground, man. Y'all jump in, moderators, make sure that everybody jump in, get their memberships, make sure everybody jump in and come on, get y'all membership because y'all ain't gonna be able to get a chance to see this no more.
Now we need as many black men in this conversation as possible because this conversation is about black men.
Uh-oh, y'all heard that?
So if the men outside want to come in, they're more than welcome to come in. That's if you allow. Yeah, like for real, like
Uh-oh,
it's
y'all
pretty
see,
deep.
it's gonna be big. It's big
It's
in your
gonna be
life.
deep, like for real.
We need y'all black men to jump in here,
So
man.
any
Make
black
sure
men, come
everybody
on,
tap in. This is getting
tap
bigger and
in.
bigger.
Let's go.
Push the like button. Push the subscribe button. Y'all, let's go. My moderator. Make sure that people that jump in here, make sure that they automatically go get their memberships, man, so they can start seeing the game related
Right there.
and being
It's right
able
there
to
on top of the
comment.
ceiling.
Because after the
You
day,
see it?
if you have no membership, you
And
would
then have
not
it at
be
the
able to
ceiling.
comment. You would not be able to do anything.
Put it up
I
on
might
and
let
let
you
it
watch,
turn
but
it
come
around.
on, push the like button. Let's keep on going,
There you
y'all.
go.
Yeah, we
I
speaking
got
real
this too.
game, man.
Yeah.
Fitting
This
this
is
time.
bigger than game. This is
I
life.
sure wish we ain't got another charger so I can get on Instagram. Cause Instagram gotta hear this too. That's right.
Like for real, it's about to get deep.
Yeah, I need to get another long one. Yeah, because Instagram need to hear this.
Yeah, we got another charge. Hey,
I
man.
just keep it like this. They'll rather be heard. They need to hear this.
Right.
Yeah, they ain't gotta see it. They need to hear it. Yeah, they just see right
We
there.
got Instagram,
Straight up there.
YouTube, Facebook,
You got a number for Instagram?
the Back Coalition. We got everything.
Yep.
You see, I just booked y'all to
As a
come
matter of fact, let me go live
to
in this 1.9
podcast
million.
in Tennessee in April. Already, we gonna be there. We gonna be there. Yeah. That's all y'all gotta do. Hit the email, man, and say, man, we moving around. We going from city to city and state to state, spitting nothing but real game. Y'all better
we got
y'all
a
better
mental health
tune in.
practitioner. Yeah, boy, we finna solve some problems and get some answers and maybe come up with some solutions.
Yeah, we finna get some answers, and I'm so happy we finna get some.
And we all get reparations, but we still got mental health problems. It ain't gonna mean reparations ain't gonna do no good.
Say it again.
Mm.
For those in the back that didn't catch what you said.
Yeah, if we get reparations, but we still dealing with mental health issues, reparation won't help us. Yeah, we gonna do what we did with the PP loan, our fireworks. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
You know what to say?
Yeah.
Nah, for real, y'all. Y'all see what's going on, man. See, that's why I tell y'all, first of all, let y'all know, man, go get y'all water, go online and get this water, man. It's
Hey
great
guys,
water.
hey guys, again, you are hearing it first. I am Dr. Taka Cash, and alongside my right is...
It's Mr. Anthony Dewberry right here, y'all.
All right. And to my left...
Mr. Charleston White.
Y'all, look, we're about to have an amazing conversation regarding black men and mental health. What it means to be a black man and to be masculine in this new world that we're in. Talking a little bit about what happened the other night. And you guys know what I'm talking about. We're going to get in deep. What it means to weaponize not only being a black man, but also being a part of the conversation. And how we can change the narrative around mental health and accessibility to black men's vulnerability. Is it too masculine or are you too sensitive if you tell me about how you feel?
Gotta tell you straight up. I gotta be a man. I gotta let you know exactly what's going on.
Right.
I can't feminize the situation or the conversations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I cannot down talk myself to fit in.
Right.
I gotta stand on what I stand on. That's morals and principles. I gotta be a man.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's wrong with the world. Everybody trying to downplay who they are to try to fit in. And that's where we come in with the guys that's acting the way they act.
There we go. And guys, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So come on and tap in. We're going to wait a few minutes on some of y'all stragglers that are out there. But guys, this is a conversation that you don't want to miss.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram. Where else can they follow us at?
Man, we're gonna be on Spotify, y'all can see it on. It's gonna be the game related podcast. We're gonna be on all platforms. We're on all platforms right now.
YouTube.
If y'all want to be able to see it on YouTube right now, y'all can go to the real Charleston White. Y'all can go to the official Anthony Dewberry YouTube page. We gonna be showing it pre-record. We're gonna be showing y'all a nice little glimpse of what's going on. But later on, give us a couple of days, y'all gonna be able to see the full video.
Where we're talking about what?
Mental health.
Yeah.
Black men and their mental health. Does it make you any more sensitive if you're talking to me and telling me about your problems?
I might cry today, y'all.
I'm for real. Like, we about to get deep. So, Black Coalition, thank you guys so much for your continued support of not only Black men and their excellence, but also women issues as well. Man. Children issues as well. And that is why we're bringing this live to you. Charleston, where can they find this live on tonight?
On the Real Charleston White YouTube channel and Charleston White Facebook fan page.
All right, so y'all get out my face and go on over there. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
I like her iPhone. It sure make me look handsome.
Now you want to trade that go?
I want to go back and get my iPhone. Oh, I couldn't find now. I got to get Instagram. Got to get in on this, man.
Yeah.
What, that's an iPhone, what, 50?
This is the latest one.
I had the last one.
Then, so you should have upgraded to the latest one.
They were trying to get me to do it. Yeah, they were trying to get me to do it. I said, no, I'm sick of iPhone. I'm tired of it. I think my woman tracking me.
Yeah, we gotta go live with the Black Coalition.
Shout out to Love Favor,
I'm trying to say you, man.
Aristotle. We got my man Aristotle
so
coming in by way of Atlanta. Big Grips, man.
Yeah, that's a
Big
whole
Grips
nother
Eatery in the house, y'all. And they didn't bring none of that sauce neither.
So, they didn't bring no sauce?
No, they didn't bring no sauce.
Oh, no, man.
But he brought the young millionaire with him, man. Young Aristotle, man. So
okay,
we
got
conversation. So
we got to be in the building,
Dr. Cash say, go get him, bring it in here. Everybody need to hear
bringing everybody in here, calling everybody to the conversation. Let's get it on. Yeah,
come on. She wants you in here. Come on,
like
Mr.
seriously, man. We're about to have everybody in.
But listen to what I'm saying. My God.
How are you? It's good to see you. Hi.
Yeah, but
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you have. I'm gonna mic you up.
Yeah, we about to have a deep combo right now.
Let me tell my boys. Hey, Donovan, you got my phone?
hey, man. Listen, y'all. That's what I mean by when we say we can be able to go on all different conversations. We can talk about anything. We can see this here podcast is totally different, right? We have real people with real stories, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They can be able to serve real game. So y'all gotta listen, man. What I tell y'all.
Real life freestyle.
What I tell y'all, man. I keep telling y'all.
Get mic'd up. Hey, come on in. Hi.
Yeah, we got Jeff in the background, man. We'll let y'all see him. This is called Big Grips, man. Yeah, this Big Grips
Jeff,
right here,
come on
y'all.
in.
This when we going to Atlanta all the time, we always showing y'all them wings with all that sauce. This the man that owns. He the one that owned the joint. So he done came to the city. Y'all gotta make sure. Look what he got on. He got that Atlanta Falcons on too, man.
Come on in. Come on in. You're right here. You're right here.
Yeah, he retired his dad.
Get your pocket, Charles.
Oh, what?
You got money just hanging out. Your other pocket.
Oh, okay.
He just wants to give. That's how much he wants to give back.
Yeah, man. This is what
5 minutes. We start.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Man, we're gonna have a great conversation, y'all. So y'all jump in there, y'all better get that membership. I'm telling y'all ain't finna get this game free no more.
That part. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tea Talk with Taka. Tonight we're going to be talking about some sensitive topics pertaining to Black men and their mental health. What it means to be masculine. What does it mean to be sensitive? Does it mean that you're weak if you come and you find someone like myself and or another Black male counselor, therapist, psychologist, and or psychiatrist, and or board certified psychiatric nurse practitioner? Guys, look at all of these beautiful Black men on tonight that will be sharing their stories with
What's
us.
happening? What's happening?
We have a room full of Black men back here too,
Oh, yeah.
and they're coming to the table to talk about it. You guys have seen it in Will. You've seen it in Kanye. You've even seen it in your everyday coworker, your brothers, your uncles, your friends. You can find us at www.psychconnectonline.com. If you need more information about me and what I do, www.drtakacash.com. If you want to be a part of this conversation, actively engaged on tonight, please share. Sharing is caring. Where can they find us online?
Hey, right now, y'all can find us. We going live on the Real Charleston White page. We going live on the Anthony Dewberry Fisher page. So either one of those pages, please be. Y'all go over there and support the movement, man. It's called the Gang Related Podcast. And we have nice episodes. So please tune in.
Yeah,
Make
please
sure that
tune
you
in.
guys go, and where can your followers find you in this conversation on tonight? And thank you for
Aristotle.
joining.
Oh, how you doing? Aristotle Investments, ARISTOTLE_investments. Instagram, you can find me there.
And Charleston, where can your followers find you for this conversation on tonight? Let's get you on over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the girl. Oh,
Yeah, your good side.
On Instagram, Band Charleston White. You know, on Facebook, my Facebook fan page. Yeah.
All right, we also have this particular conversation is sponsored by Kingdom Alkaline Waters, and the owner of Kingdom Waters is in the room tonight. Can I get you to come over to say hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Black on, y'all.
You gotta get grips, boy, too.
And let's get grips. Come on
in.
in. Yes, guys.
Y'all check out Grips in Atlanta.
Yes. So tonight, guys, if you want to invest in a Black-owned business, you can do it in 6 different ways within this room. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think
Yes, ma'am.
Black-owned businesses here, and 1 is in my hand. I can't wait to start this conversation with you. I'll see
We
you
lit.
guys.
We lit. We up, y'all. Y'all tune in.
I'm gonna get out the way and let you start. Do y'all? You ready, boss?
All right.
Yeah, you got to come on in.
I just ain't
I'm gonna get the microphone. Give me the mic, Benny.
Okay, I gotta get mic'd up, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we got a
Benny.
mic.
Oh, we gotta mic him up. We gotta mic Aristotle up.
Where your mic?
I'm ready to the microphone.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
I
Dr.
gotta put
Cocker
it
wants. She
on.
want everybody involved.
Just
Yeah.
tuck it in under your shirt.
Okay, cool.
All right, we got everybody.
Tuck my chain in, or we good?
Oh, you good.
No, man, we no. Let me see.
We in the building, y'all. It's
This
gonna
water's
be
so good, I may need another one.
this gonna be a great show.
We got any more?
It's gonna be a great
'Cause I
show.
know I drink a lot of water.
Yeah, I mean to
I
tell y'all all the
I got
time.
plenty.
We got
And
so
I'm gonna
many
give you a
topics.
donation.
We got so much content.
Not just
We
drinking
got
your
so
water.
much everything, homie.
Oh,
And
no.
we
Did you
talking
bring
about
it?
something about
Have you
moving in
did
the
you
right
bring it?
direction.
Nah.
Have you opened it?
Somebody said she
I
got a
did.
voice like a
Okay, then that's
commercial.
his.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
that's
get
mine.
different moment.
Yeah.
Like she got a voice like a commercial.
Oh, yeah, you do though, for real.
For real.
Hey, she got
They said.
That voice.
She
You got that voice to stop you from killing yourself.
I ain't all right, that is that voice. I need
That's
to do
that
it,
voice. That's why y'all go to Psych Connect Online. 'Cause that's what you
I need
need.
him, man.
When you call, you need a friendly voice on the other end. You know, you got to be able to talk to Black men. Listen, thank you so much for that. Remember, that's Ben, y'all, that y'all just saw Black owner right there.
Black only, I told
Black
y'all.
on.
Make sure y'all go get it.
Let's get it.
Woo. We rocking and rolling.
Doc, y'all ready? You ready, Benny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. On the count of 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Say what's up. This is your boy Charleston White. I'm off camera today because this is a special episode. So I'm gonna talk in and off camera. So what's up, dude? We got another week, man.
Yeah, man, we got another week, another episode, man. We got some real game today, though. You know what I'm saying?
What's that about?
So my name is Dr. Taka Cash. I hold a doctorate of nursing practice from the Vanderbilt University, and I'm board certified as a psychiatric nurse practitioner. That means that you can come to me You can talk about your feelings. You can get engaged with your feelings. You can undo a lot of those toxic behaviors that you learned in your childhood, a lot of those traumas that you learned in your childhood. You come to us, not only as for medication, we partner with Black-owned compounding pharmacies to make sure that we're making sure that you're not only educated about your medications, but you're getting the purest form of your medicinal approaches that are out there. You can find us at www.psychconnectonline.com or you can find me at www.drtakacash.com. I look forward to this very much needed conversation, as is a conversation that we've seen with Will Smith most recently.
Explain it. The breakdown of the public outburst in violence that he displayed on such a large stage.
But should we even call it that?
What would you call it, Doctor?
I would actually say that was a stereotype, honestly. Because a lot of the times, even though in a black man's expression of his position, sometimes we're shielded and sometimes you're what? Emasculated in a lot of different ways. So for me, when I'm looking at it from a clinical lens, I'm actually going to look at the patterns of not just this one moment in time. Not only was he impacted, not only was Chris Rock impacted, his wife, his children, and also the children that were in the room, the black boys that were in the room. So I wouldn't necessarily call it violence. I would call it unleashing something that was entrapped. Have y'all ever had that moment before?
Yes,
where y'all
yes,
have
ma'am.
literally, like, you were like, man, this person ain't had nothing to do with this conversation. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And because he had that one moment in time, should we actually penalize it? Or should we weaponize him for that? Or should we just say that we actually have opportunities out here? We have psychologists, we have board certified psychiatrists, we have board certified psychiatric nurse practitioners that can help you navigate how to use your words in a non-violent way that communicates how you're feeling.
Can you use cuss words?
You can if you want to, because I use them every day. God's still working on me. But, but I'm here to tell you that in our expression of how we feel, oftentimes, and this is a generalization for us in our black bodies, we're suppressed in how we're feeling. So I actually followed the incident from when he walked in. So for me, if I'm not feeling a certain way, I can't do an interview.
Exactly.
For real though. Like if I'm feeling some way, I can't go to an event.
That sister go. I heard that for real though.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes,
I'm from
ma'am.
Mississippi, so if y'all hear Mississippi come out of me, that's where it comes from.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's gonna slip up.
For real though.
So when he started out, let's talk about this.
Okay.
He was already not in the mood from the beginning. So that means that something must have happened, in the car ride. I don't know what his day was like, but all I know is he had a pretty bad day to walk up there and to hit someone. I actually commend Chris Rock for standing in the gap, because let's compare Kanye West to Will Smith. The difference is Kanye West used his what?
His word.
His words.
Yes, yeah.
And they still called it what? Violent.
Exactly.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So you just utilize.
Correct me then. I'm wrong.
I'm just
Correct
saying.
me. I'm wrong. Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
just saying.
Wrong choice of words. You're
So
right. Yes,
it's not
ma'am.
necessarily just the wrong choice of words in our culture. We have not been able to instill in our generation and the generations before us. We've only been taught what? Violence and communication.
It goes back to we don't have that equal protection, right? Everyone
That
else
part.
has. Yes, ma'am. That equal protection that everyone else
Right.
has to make mistakes and I got you.
So it's like he had jokes from, somebody actually articulated this very well. And this is not we're about to have a very uncomfortable conversation because there are a lot of moving parts. And, there was someone that asked him a question when he first started, and he just kind of laughed it off and brushed it off. But you could tell he was feeling uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The next time you ask somebody about, okay, this entanglement, we've been betrayed before, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody's let us down
Exactly.
before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Let's take you. If you've been let down before and you've been betrayed before, do you want that to keep being put in your face every 5 minutes? Eventually you're going to do what?
I guess snap.
Like, honestly, how would you feel? Like your honest Like, would you be defensive? Like, what would be your honest emotional feedback?
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Like, you want me to be all the way 1,000?
Yeah, like this what this for? This is the
cool,
audience.
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a people's pleaser.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
I'm just for one, like I don't listen to people coming at me in weird ways.
Right.
Because, you know I don't freestyle on people. So it's like somebody coming at me in that particular way, I already know it's probably projecting, or I don't even know what's going on. But somebody throwing something in my face, I'm going to just try to kind of separate myself from that person. Keep it 1,000 with you. I wouldn't like blow up on the person or nothing. Like, I would just understand that, you know, just from my perspective and who I am, that, you know, whatever they thinking about has nothing to do with me. That's what's going on with them.
But what if it's something that you've identified as violence and trauma in your mind?
Right. And
that
they
you
keep
have
bringing
yet
it up,
to-
that I
yeah.
already went over.
There you go. And it's unhealed.
I'm gonna probably roast them back and talk about what they should be
There
fixing.
we go.
Yeah, like I'm gonna probably do that. Like roast them just for the audacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so it's like.
But let's even take your words, roasting, right? In the Black community, we've been taught to do what? Laugh about it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To roast people about it.
Right.
But you still left unhealed.
Mm-hmm.
You just left with an audience of people that's laughing at your pain.
We just camouflage.
That's it.
That's all it is.
In my opinion, like with celebrities and people like that, they want that to happen so they can sell stuff. Like it's not. I've been reading a lot of books and a lot of things, and I started realizing that a lot of this stuff is just marketing. Like the Oscars ratings went up. Chris Rock tickets went from $46 to $340 minimum. Will and Jada about to go do the Red Table Talk and talk about it. To me, it was a stage slap, but that's because I'm a business owner and I sell products and have made 8 figures selling products. So I understand the art of marketing, and there's no such thing as bad or negative attention.
I agree
you know
with
what I'm saying?
that.
So that's how I see it, but that's from my perspective.
I also want to go even further in what you're saying. To me, I actually don't, I'm going to respectfully disagree and say, listen, I don't think that it was a marketing ploy, because I do marketing all the time too. That was emotion, raw, from the beginning. Boom, boom, boom. Chris Rock just so happened to be the person to take the what? To take the punch. That's it. To take the hit.
I would take a hit too if it made my ticket sales go 6 times more than what it is.
But then also you got to ask yourself this, even though in those ticket sales, as you know, when you're climbing to the top, that still don't heal nothing. That money don't heal nothing.
I don't think he cared about it. I think he cared about the fact that his career was falling and he needed a push.
You really think that about Chris Rock?
Honestly.
Okay, so I'm an 80s baby, y'all.
So when when I sit back and I analyze exactly what y'all saying, I'm looking at it like, okay, I look at Chris Rock. And now, we finally starting to hear more about Chris Rock.
Right.
As far as what's been going on in his back life.
In his back life, that's
See,
what I'm
we
saying.
just now starting to hear about it, right? Because, to be honest with you, nobody cares about Chris Rock back life. Nobody cares about Chris Rock. We just being realistic about it, right?
But why shouldn't we?
Exactly. So,
what shouldn't we care? He's a part of the community.
We should, but when you got so much going on within yourself, it's hard for you to worry about what another person going through.
Thank you for bringing that up. And that's to your point.
Right.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. A lot of the times when we as Black Americans are going through things, we shield ourselves from being able to have the space to bring in room to heal other people. We don't think about the other person's backstory or what they're going through or their moment in time. We're actually looking at the outcome. That's it.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So when we get in trouble, criminally, right?
Right.
They look at the backstory. So when it gets the sentencing phase, right? All the trouble you've been into.
Right.
That's the backstory. They look at the act, but you normally get punished because of the backstory. Repeated offender. The backstory to Chris Rock is he grew up being bullied.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where
and he grew up taking it.
He grew up. I was just about to say. So that's where.
Yes.
So even though he became a millionaire he never got healed, but he showed it through the form of everybody hates Chris.
That's what I'm saying.
So so what you saw,
That's deep.
yeah, so what we saw, you saw a little boy in front of the world. I saw Chris Rock shrink after that happened.
That's what I saw.
I watched him shrink. I watched Will walk off.
Still unhealed and angry.
Well, still angry, but he was really mad at his wife because he laughed first. She been the one telling everybody that he's less of a man.
That part.
So I think what we saw was the first black Grammys Oscar that'll never be forgotten because 2 black men did that.
Yeah.
It'll be a black eye on us in Hollywood forever.
Right.
Will Smith have always been our best black man in Hollywood.
I mean,
Now they're gonna scorn him. I'm watching all the elite white people come out and speak against Will. That's gonna tarnish him. So I don't think they did that for a political toy. That's gonna tarnish Will Smith forever. His children are gonna have to deal with that shame for a long time because that was displaced anger. That is what get every black man in trouble with a gun because he's walking around mad at somebody else and he displaced his anger out to another black man.
Right.
That's what we witnessed.
Do you feel like that's any worse than the entanglement situation?
Nah.
I feel like the entanglement situation is worse on Will, in my opinion, as a man.
That's his betrayal.
Well, it is, and that's where I was going with this.
I feel like this could help him with his career because either way, we gonna want to watch the next movie.
As a man, he'll be shamed forever, right?
Because think now to your point, Charleston, think about, I don't know if y'all have read his book. It's called I Am Will. If you read the book, I'm not surprised about this moment. Anyone who's read his book, it was coming. The
I'm
only
not
thing
surprised
that was
about this moment either.
yeah, the only thing that's
Exactly.
missing was the psychologist that should have been there.
If you listen to the white commentators, now this is what they're saying. Maybe this has been him all along.
He said it's been him. I am Will.
But to us, to the public's eye in Hollywood, he's never been aggressive. The rapper that danced, he never talked gangster, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Parents just don't understand. He's never been presented to us in that manner.
But I got a question for you. You watched the Netflix documentary
I have watched
on what's it called? What was the show he did back in the day, y'all?
Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So basically they had a reunion, and I think it was on Netflix. Correct me, community, if I'm incorrect.
HBO Max.
It was it HBO Max? Amazing. In this particular documentary, he got to unleash. He got to show his weaknesses. He got to show his vulnerability. He actually had to apologize to a lot of people he had wronged back in the day. Wow. So to me, looking at this lens, I'm like, okay, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. I don't want another black man unending his life. I see red flag after red flag. Because in that documentary, remember the old Aunt Viv? You know, he apologized to her. And they cried together because she was talking about how her life just changed. This was a young black man, equivalent to his age, where he was. Like, we were looking for you to make a stage for everyone. You got Uncle Phil that was there, right?
Thanks.
He said he was the leader. Once he passed away, a part of Will went away. Will never had that person that was there. He came from a militant household. A weaponized household. I'm military, prime military, Navy. Okay?
I am too.
Are you? Thank you for your service, man. Appreciate it.
I was talking about both of y'all when I said we got some veterans in the house.
Oh,
No,
I'm talking about both of
I
y'all.
got out March 20 of 2020.
Yeah, me too. Me too. They sent you the same letter? We all got it in March of 2020, I'm thinking.
Wow, yeah.
Like, for real.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah. It's deep.
Like, for real. But back to that, I want to tell you guys that this has been 2 years in the making. And if they do not have access to psychologists, board certified psychiatrists, board certified psychiatric nurse practitioners, we will see another story like the many we have seen before of black men ending their lives because of the shame that they have to carry. He said this in that documentary. He said this in his book. And he also just had this moment in time. He has an issue. He said this himself. This is his own words. I have an issue dealing with my emotions. My father was an angry man. Okay? When you grow up hearing people or seeing people fight and hit people, that's what you learn, right?
That's facts, though.
So it's nothing for him to walk up on the stage and slap a man and walk away with a butt. Because that's what's called a man, right?
Yeah, that's
Facts.
what. Yeah, that was.
Facts.
Yeah, you're
Facts.
so right. That look, man.
I'm just looking at the historical
Facts.
elements
Facts.
here. And even when in Chris Rock, there were 2 victims here. That's why I'm saying when we use the word violence, I got to be real careful as a mental health expert in saying that. Because I don't see black men as violent. I just see black men as black men who are not able to express themselves like other cultures are able to.
I can
And
agree on
even
that.
if they got to get their
was
reparations,
deep.
son,
That was
and
deep.
I'm here to tell you,
That
even
was
if they
deep.
got to get their reparations from this, by Chris Rock sales increasing, by his book sales increasing, so shall it be. Because
Oh,
even
no,
yet
I'm
it's
glad for a
still,
black man
yeah,
to get money, but like from my perspective, like I understand that most of the stuff on TV is rigged. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's like the Oscars ratings were dying. At any point in time, like if you look at Kanye West, he still markets things to upsell his stuff. The Diamond Tour,
Think about
the
this though.
things, and he
When
makes
did-
more
when
money
did-
than Will.
When did Kanye go down though? Everybody in the room can unanimously
mama
say
died?
what? When his
When
mama
his mama
died.
died. Facts. And you know what's funny? I realized the correlation between that because I dealt with that too.
Okay.
When a man loses his mother,
You lost your mom?
The emotion.
she's alive, but we don't speak. So it's the same way.
I get what
So
you're
it's like when a man loses his mother, he doesn't care what the world thinks anymore.
I've seen guys go cold.
You know what I'm saying? Like-
Because
Oh,
mom-
yeah.
Yeah.
And people got to understand that
I'm that way though.
Yeah,
Like
see
I don't
people go
care.
cold without mama.
Yeah, I don't
because
care
mom
what
had
world
the
thinks.
emotional attachments.
She make
Mom
sure,
the
yeah.
one that's make everybody feel emotional,
Right.
make everybody feel good. When you have a get together,
Mm-hmm.
your mom is the one that's come in there
Y'all
and
come in and
everybody
speak,
feel
yeah.
comfortable.
Right.
Everybody feel one. Before mom come in there, everybody separated.
Right.
I believe that's the reason why Kanye is the way he is, because he lost his mom, and you notice after he lost her, everything is now marketing. He no longer cares about the opinions of others. So
Right.
that's how he scaled so fast to that billion, because he doesn't care. It's all marketing. It's all the one person who I cared or opinions who I cared about is gone. So the world, he's numb to whatever we think. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point. That's why he dedicates everything to her and everything. I understand the logic behind it because I'm going through it. And I had
Exactly.
to realize that. I'm like, okay, I see why. 'Cause
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
So-
this is how it is.
So
This is deep, by the way. This is deep.
So does that shape the relationship pickings of a man going forward?
With the woman that he
Yeah,
chooses?
does-
Yes.
So does that break his heart going forward to move with women?
I think that to both of your points,
Now, it makes you clean to
It
him more.
yes.
Okay.
But also, when the separation happens or if something painful happens, that person is there to also get what? They get the best part of you, and they get the worst.
Absolute
Yes,
worst
the
part.
worst
Exactly.
part of you.
Exactly.
There's no in between.
Wow.
So when you get ready, just because somebody, like say for instance in your situation,
Mm.
if somebody is absent and they're gone, it's easier for you to do what? Man, you want to walk away?
Yes.
Salute.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You
facts.
want to love me? I'm all in. Love me.
That's how it be, though. Like, you if people walk away from your life or you get betrayed or
Yeah.
anything like that, you kind of expect it out of life. You like,
Yeah.
well, it is what it is. Like, that's just how life is. You just got to be kind of like emotionless. Like, you got to take your emotions out of it. And that's one thing I would say about, I understand, because I scale my business pretty fast. And I know what it's like to make a lot of money. And I understand that it's a certain mindset and a certain emotionless mindset that comes even with the stock market, with business, anything. You got to develop some type of numbness to opinions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And I
Exactly.
believe, but I can't lie. Like, I can understand how somebody like Will one day can get to them because okay, regardless if you made money, the things you had to do to get to that money and the shame, the survivor's guilt. You get what I'm saying? Like it starts to take a toll on you.
You doing good, and
So-
you start to compare where you are.
Yeah.
Where you
Mhm.
left people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So-
my thing is, this is Will Smith right here,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
And the world is looking at Will Smith as a shining object. He's a celebrity. He's a shining object. Nobody knows what's going on the inside of him, right?
Mhm.
Now we done got an opportunity to start hearing more because of the red table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just about to say.
So what that does is that does something to a man on the inside. It does something to a man on the inside that I've been holding myself together because I've been in the public eyes.
I'm Will Smith.
Fact.
And I'm
Yeah.
Will Smith.
I'm Will Smith.
And they told me that if I make this mistake, it'll hurt me for the rest of my life. I won't be able to make this amount of money. I won't be able to do
Do you
this.
believe he can heal in private though?
So I feel like right now, what happened, what I feel with all the entanglement, with everything that went on, you go to the Oscars, homie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all on the main stage. He makes a joke. We are not really upset. He faking the smile. And if anybody know how a smile look and when you really laughing, you will know. And you also can tell him by looking at a person, man, that smile ain't real. That smile wasn't real when he was like, but when he saw his wife, that was his time to say, man, whatever happened, happened.
But you got to understand, if you've read his book and you've seen his documentaries, to your point, the best and worst of him, that's all he got. That's who he loved. She represents everything. So whether they laughing or they hurting, it's like I'm going to laugh, but I'm going to also,
That's all I got.
that's all I got.
Let me. I wanted to comment on that. At one point in time, Will played the role of Chris Rock at the round table
Come on.
when his wife was openly sharing things that they had already talked about in private that she hadn't got over, that she was still sharing. And even in that conversation, he was like, "Oh."
He looked shocked.
He was taking some slaps and some punches.
Exactly.
And he had the same resilience that Chris Rock had. He should have been slapped. He should have. We saw him be shamed.
Mm-hmm.
And for about 6 or 7 months, he was the face of every shameful meme on the internet.
I feel like people were also saying like I wouldn't want a wife like Jada too though. You know what I'm saying? Like more so than I felt like men were empathizing too for once with Will saying like, you know.
But even during the process of them empathizing,
It's still shameful.
they still saying somebody's wife that he's still with. That's his wife.
Now that's true, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Even though they sympathize
Because
with
he chose her.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
still down with his wife. And it seemed like week after week she was saying something. Man, I heard her say, I didn't see him, he didn't turn me on, or he wasn't sunk in bed.
Yeah.
So on top of that,
And
you
that got out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that got out. And you got the black community who won't let him forget Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac would have shot that. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I get it. I get because how strong can you be?
And that's the question of
Yeah.
tonight.
How
Facts.
strong can
Whether
you
a
be?
black man is,
Facts.
what does it
I
mean
ain't
to
gonna
be
lie,
a black
it's-
man and
it's-
masculine?
when you know there's how many people in America in the
Yeah,
world
a lot.
when
Yeah.
you know that many people are eyes on you, you know I can see how it could be detrimental to his mental health.
My
Like,
biggest
just the
fear.
shame, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this public, and I hate.
Can you step here so your listener can hear you?
My biggest fear is for somebody to beat me up, and I'm getting humiliated, and I look up and somebody got a camera on me. If I had a gun, and that happened to me, I would not shoot the person who beat me up. I would shoot the person recording my shame.
That does feel worse because I had that.
Because
I had
that's
that happened to me, but
that's the psychology that's gonna destroy me. The physical pain and the shame of being beat up. But that's gonna be over my life forever. My kids are gonna be affected. I would want to hurt the person that's recording it.
But I have a question again. Why is it that another, like a black man still has to choose between violence, whether you're doing something good, you're fighting, say for instance, if you're protecting yourself and you defend yourself, violent. If you respond in a way, it's violent. Communicate in a way, it's violent.
We gotta stop caring what people think though too.
But I understand that. But when we're not caring, what if it's just that people are placing a lens on things that we actually need to be paying attention to?
If I'm hurt, I don't know no other way but to hurt.
Exactly.
I'm hurt, and I'm trying to choose on what to do. My only other option is to hurt.
Because
I
hurt
gotta
people
stop
what?
Hurt people.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta
Exactly.
stop hurting before I can respond to anything.
And you know what I'm gonna tell all of y'all? For Mental Health Month that's coming up in May, I want to challenge each and every one of you to include all of the male followers.
Everybody.
Try to communicate and live a non-violent life for 1 month and see how many people leave your circle. Think about it. Just start changing and just say, I'm gonna choose peace today. I'm good. Everything's cool. I'm gonna pray today. I'm gonna do something different.
Coping mechanism.
Yep, using
right?
your coping strategies.
So that's what you just made me think about, having coping mechanisms.
Yep, for 1 month.
I don't want to ever get in trouble again, so I can say this. When I get upset, if you do something to me, right, my first thought is, I hurt you. I have to work my way back from I hurt you, I cuss you out. That's my first initial thought. How do I reverse that? Coping mechanisms.
Coping mechanisms.
I mean,
Go ahead.
what she's saying, I feel like I've done it. I feel like that I've done it, And
How deep did you go?
I feel like I went so deep because I feel like that I was such a violent person. You know what I'm saying? And for me to be free, and I'm putting it out there, y'all don't have knowledge of it, but being freed after doing 18 years of my life, I got incarcerated when I was 15 years old. I did 18 flat years. I was in prison with guys that didn't have no kind of love, or it was all hate. I was around hate. I wasn't around love. Nobody loved you. So with me growing up under hate, I grew up under hate. To come home and to start practicing love. To come home and start doing things that's productive, speaking to the kids, going out to the different. No, that's love. I did something different. I feel like I was taught with hate. And I feel like it still was working on me, because I remember times I used to walk inside of Walmart. And I used to walk. I looked different. I did 18 years. I don't look like everybody else. And I catch somebody's eyes, I don't stop. I stare at you. Because I grew up to where if you break your stare on the inside, that's a sign of weakness. So I stared at you. And in your mind, you thought I was tripping. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, just say something wrong.
Yeah, waiting for you. It's a whole bunch of people
You
like
get
that.
what I'm saying? So my mind was programmed on a negative level. I had to break that cycle. And I broke it to where now I can walk down and you can look and I can say, hey, what's up, brother? You ain't got to know me. You ain't got to know me, but I still say, what's up, brother?
I used to be like that until I started becoming well known. I used to be very grateful. Like, you know, I used to greet people all the time. And I became well known, and it's like, now I'm trying to, like, stay out the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, like, just, now it's like, wherever I go, I hope nobody don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, in a weird way, like, you ask for it, but then when it happens, you like, whoa, I didn't know it can get this big. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So Doc, let me ask you something.
Can I say something first?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, and thank you for your vulnerability. I want everyone to know that this, I hope I say this without crying, this is what's called creating a safe space for Black men to talk about their emotions in absence of critique, criticism, making them feel like, oh, you're vulnerable or you're sensitive. I appreciate your voice. You're heard, you're valid, you're special. You're not lost. You're not forgotten. You're meaningful, you're impactful, you're sincere, you're not hateful. You greeted me in love. And to all the Black men that are out there, we hear you. And that is what this brown table is about. We're really talking about Black men and mental health.
Mental health is important, though. Like, I had to realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what stress was until I moved out the house. Like, I knew I had stress. I moved out the house when I was 18. I had to join the Army when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being is because I lived in a household where I was the only boy. I had 3 sisters, but my mom had my mom was in her 2nd marriage, but 3rd baby father. So my mom has 4 children, all different fathers. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, you know, it just so happened that my father was the, I guess you can say, the poorest of the baby fathers. So, like, I was used to seeing my sisters get more than me because their fathers worked and had good jobs, this and that. So I've been hustling since I was 9 years old because I already knew my situation. You know what I'm saying? I already knew I was, I guess you can say, doomed if I don't figure out something. I already knew that from the beginning, from the jump. So the reason because I've been working, hustling since I was 9 years old. My first job ever was, we were staying in Atlanta, South Side. I was living with my dad. I almost got it. I think I got expelled from 2nd grade. My mom made me move with my dad when I was 8. She lived in the suburbs, so I had a real Boys in the Hood story. My mom had a good paying job, lived in the suburbs, buying her own house, had a Mercedes, all that, right? My dad lived in a straight hood, like hood. You know what I mean? So I was saying until I was 8 years old when I moved to the hood, but I would always go to the hood when I visit my dad though, since I was little. But I never lived there. I would just go. So it's funny that my funnest times would be in the hood. But I was a suburban kid. I would have fun there. But it was just something more fun in the hood because all the kids outside. Yeah. I guess we all poor, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like when you suburban, one of my neighbors taking a vacation, he can't come outside and play today. He gotta go to basketball practice. He gotta go to football practice. You know how it was. Right? But like I didn't start playing football until I lived with my dad. I didn't have the opportunity to play with my mom because she was a single mom at the time. So I say all that to say I remember like what it felt like to have less and how it mentally made me feel since I was young, and I always felt like I had to hustle. I was taking out trash when I was 9 years old. I would walk because I knew people didn't want to take out their trash, so I would just knock on their door and do it for $1. And I would have about, since I was 9, at least $20 to $10 a day, and I ain't sell weed, nothing. I was just taking out trash. Then my second job was, how you said, violent. I didn't know how to express myself as far, so I would get into a lot of fights. And somehow that paid off because a lady asked, like, who's kind of, you know, a good protector around here and who's responsible, and they all was like him. And she was like, well, I pay you $10 a week to walk my son home. So I had 2 jobs at 9 years old. Wow. I'm making $10 on Friday and I'm making 10 to, you know what I'm saying, whatever a day taking out trash. You know what I'm saying? So, but I did that because my dad had 6 kids and my mom had 3. So I got 9 siblings. So I'm looking at myself like, if I don't figure something out, I'm not gonna have this, and that. I can't just go ask for $1. I can't just go ask my mom for this and that. So I've been hustling. Even in high school, I worked at Kroger, Walmart, McDonald's. I had 6 jobs in the span of from 15 to 18.
Doc, let me ask you something. What does that does to the mental aspect of a kid to have that kind of drive out of a need to survive?
Well, I think we all can say that. And even for me, I know I don't look like what where I came from, but I am from Greenwood, Mississippi, if you guys know where that is. It's one of the poorest areas in the United States of America.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
They call it Little
Mississippi,
Africa.
yeah, definitely.
And, but I made it out. So that hunger that we all got, that desire to never go into the negative, that hustle mindset, it never leaves you because you remember what it felt like to be hungry. I don't know about y'all, but I had sugar sandwiches and all this extra stuff, okay?
My wife grew up like that. She grew up in a single wide trailer.
Yeah.
For 18 years, she was a valedictorian in her high school. So like that's what kind of led me to her. She was a very smart girl, but I didn't know she came from nothing. Cause I met her, I was in the Army and she went to school in Savannah. So I never went home with her. Cause you know, that's where I met her while she was in school. And I thought she was a old spoiled girl, cause you know when you hear people from the country, you think they're supposed to be raggedy looking.
That part.
Yeah.
This and that. Like somebody say you from Mississippi, they gonna be like, she was from something like that.
Yeah.
She from a country place in Georgia.
Right.
Like kind of near Augusta, but like way like her town only has 1 street light. So like she's from the country, and she lived in a single wide trailer for 18 years till she went to college. But my situation was weird. My dad from the hood, my mom lives good.
Right.
But what people don't understand about my situation is, even though my mom lives good, my mom quit her job when I was 14 years old. So that's what turned me into even more of a hustler because I didn't want to rely on my stepfather. Because I just felt like, for one, I already live with my dad, so I know who my father is. And I just didn't feel like he should be responsible for my life. I felt like that at 14 years old.
And to answer Charleston's question, to your point, it made you more what? You had to grow up faster.
I had to. I had
You
to.
had to. You had to feed your family.
But what that did was that made me hungry to make sure. And people say, why did you have a girl so early? Why did you have kids so early? This and that. It's because I felt so hurt with how my childhood went. That I wanted a son so I can give him.
He answered my question.
Come on,
Man,
come
that's
on,
deep,
come
man.
on. That's deep, y'all.
Yeah,
We're
that's
getting deep.
bro.
We're getting
That's
deep.
That's
Yeah,
deep.
for real.
I respect it.
Yeah,
But
he just answered my question.
Yeah, that's deep,
Yeah.
man.
I
You know what?
wanted a child ASAP. And I didn't start my business until my wife told me she was pregnant. I started my business that day. And I went from 10,000, and by the time my son was born, I had about 300K in the bank. It turned me up because I remember how much of the pain I felt growing up, all that.
That's
deep.
That's that child. Just see like that triggered your childhood, right? You having a child. She said how quick
Yes.
it triggered your child. So it's like trauma, right?
It's trauma. It's just it's
Exactly.
basically
But I couldn't let him, because
you're rewriting your history.
I got, you know what I'm saying, I had 2 stepfathers, and you know what happens when you have stepfathers, right? So I knew I couldn't watch my child have a stepfather. I knew that I can't watch my son know what it feels like to not get Christmas gifts, not get, you know what I'm saying, at least loved by his father and his mother. I don't have a full brother and sister, so I don't know what it feels like to have a full brother and sister, but I got 9 siblings.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's a detachment, believe it or not, when you split parents.
It
Yeah.
is.
You get what I'm saying?
It is.
Exactly.
So I'm fully detached from all 9 brothers and sisters that I have. And it's like I didn't want my children to go through that. I didn't want my son to go through that. So I had children early, and then my wife, in a weird way, replaced my mother.
Now we
You
getting
know what I'm
deeper,
saying?
y'all.
Yeah.
So this is a 25-year-old guy talking about
Yeah,
it. Wait,
man.
wait,
And
come
I'm
on,
happy,
connect the
but
dots. Come
keep
on.
going.
Come
Keep
on,
going
man.
because it's deep, man. It's getting deep.
Like,
How did that actually, now that we're on this, how did that play a role? And I'm going to ask all the men in the room. How does your past traumas help you select your helpmate?
in a weird way, I married a girl just like my mom. My mom is when my mom quit her job, she quit it to fully support him, and so they can live the dream with the new child they had, which is my younger sister, right? But that left me in, you know what I'm saying?
In
whatever-
limbo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? My mom started over her life with her new husband, but I also admired the way she held it down. She cooked his food, cleaned for him, and all he had to do was go to work and come home. Like, she was a stay-at-home mom, but I was like, dang, if I can get a girl to do that, I can make a lot of money. So I chose my girl based on what my mother was like. So I admire my
deeper
mom.
question now.
Yeah.
My other question for you now is, yeah, I'm sorry, I get deep, okay?
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
So my other
I
deep
love
question would be,
Mhm.
then wouldn't that technically make you absent too, emotionally?
What you mean?
Meaning, like, I'm tapped into my money, but am I truly tapped into my emotions? I'm tapped into the opportunities that I've actually worked hard. Just like for me, I came from the hood
Oh,
too.
I realized
get what
I
I'm
snapped.
saying?
I snapped for 2 years.
Yeah.
I realized.
Okay, let's
I
get
realized
into
that.
it.
Like, I talked about it with my wife like maybe 2 weeks ago actually. Just sitting there talking, and I realized I was crazy the entire time. I was making
We're gonna
money.
use new words.
Not crazy, but
Limited
I
in
was
who you fully could be.
I was numb to, like, I wasn't worried about nothing but taking care of my family. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hustled to take care of my son, and on top of that, you know, in a weird way, I don't want to say this, but it's like I wanted my son to be proud of me.
That's your truth.
You get what I'm saying?
Be proud
But
of
I say
saying
that because, like, a lot of black guys grow up not proud of their fathers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
And a lot of black men walk with the shame of not having their sons proud of them.
exactly.
That's actually in Will Book.
Exactly.
That's
There
a
you
heavy
go.
shame. That's what keep that. The shame is what make the father absent. Do you know how
Yes.
painful it is
Yes.
to look into the eyes of your son and hear him say
fact.
his hero? That'll make a man run and never look back.
That's
at the
what
boy.
made me hustle too, because I was
Yes.
like, I don't want my son looking at me like in the fucked up way I looked at my father.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't want to go hustle. Like, you got 7 kids, nothing just made you snap. But I don't get me wrong, I love my father to death. I forgave him, all that. We won't never talk about that. But at the same time, like, it's like, no, we had the conversations, this and that. And I take care of my father real good, but that's not the point. I knew that I wanted something different for my son. I wanted to see him as, you actually tried for me. You actually cared about my well-being. You actually, like, a black boy is very important to me. The way you feel about black men, that's how I feel about young teenage boys, about young black men. That's why I do what I do so early, because I know that they're listening to me. I'm their hero. If I could.
That's that word right there.
There you go, hero.
Like
I was my son's hero, man, and so that carried me through depression.
I think, man. Go ahead, Charles.
Whenever I felt less than a man,
Mhm.
because I felt like I wasn't meeting the expectations of fatherhood as a black father, right? And typically, that evolves and revolves around the lack of money, right? The black man ain't got no money, boy, he'll feel so low. The culture make him feel like he ain't shit, right? And so through years of years of my fatherhood, there was a time I went through a depression, and through that, even though I wasn't absent, Dad, can we go to Six Flags? No, I ain't got it. Dad, can we go here? No, I ain't got it. That shame, that shame will work on you. And I think most black men, I think that's my, I think most black men is bearing shame in secret and private. And it's associated with mental health, right? And so I wanted to ask, how do we talk about eating right, we talk about working out.
Right.
How do we focus on mental health when we don't know it's mental health, right? We think
Exactly.
it's something else.
Right.
How do we repair it? How do we work on it? How do we identify it?
Well, I can tell you this. In January, I'm the owner of Privy Oasis LLC. It's a mental health and psychological services online. If you need help, www.psychconnectonline.com. In January, we got celebrities, businessmen and women, and the goal was for every single celebrity member and or business owner to buy one Black person, man, woman, child, one psychological service, one medication management service, just a talk to somebody service, and we raised over $65,000 in January alone. That means that if you can't afford to talk to somebody, okay, and actually half the room was Black men from various generations, they told us what they needed. A Black space like this, where they can come to the table and talk about their problems and put a word to it. Just like when I was telling you, I said, no, new word language. Because it's not that I'm crazy. I'm just limited in who I fully can be, my fullest potential at this time.
Exactly.
I just can't
I
be
didn't see
that
it as a
right now.
bad thing though. I
You get
saw
what
it
I'm
as like I wouldn't say crazy, but like I snapped in the way of
It hyped you up. It made you more.
yeah, like
But
like,
that could be a pro and a con. So let me give you an example. Whenever you see Kanye West go left and he starts working, he putting in all those long hours. Eventually, his mind fatigues out, and then he starts his behaviorally. You start to see it manifest in a way. So because of our childhoods and the way that we were raised, we truly have to be very careful with the way that we tap into that level of really is everyone got a little bit of narcissism in it.
Listen. So
Yeah.
you just connected the dot for me, right?
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times when we see people reach a level of success,
Come on.
they've been working so hard all these years, trying to be perfect and do right. At some point, they have a downward spiral.
That's right.
Most don't hit rock bottom, but they're gonna spiral out. And if they're in the public eye every day, if they're on television, so we're gonna see them, right? You say the mind begins to do that.
Fatigue.
Right. It's fatigues out.
The mind begins to fatigue out.
And you got to remember
And when
your childhood, especially speaking of yours, I mean, every Black man in this room, honestly, trauma.
Traumatic.
And just remember, generational trauma can pass down. You got to undo that first.
Yeah.
And you're just 25, right?
yeah,
Guess what age your brain stops growing?
like 21,
25.
25.
Oh.
You ain't even reached your peak. I haven't even reached my peak.
Yeah.
You haven't. Nobody in this room has. Every older man that was in the room in January, they were educating us about the traumas that they had to experience in the past. The new age traumas.
I feel like our trauma as Black men is downplayed though. Like
It is.
It is.
It is.
I tried speaking to even like my mom about the trauma. Like she'll downplay it.
You got to show them different.
Well, no. Like the thing is, what I realize is, it's a new age of people. My mom is old school,
Yeah.
so it's like the new age person, the hip person. Everyone who is hip to mental health and everything else. But if you're not on social media or if you're not in the loop, you really don't know what's popular. It's popular to now discuss your mental health and this and that, and also to not it's popular to not tell a black man now to shut up and suck it up.
Yeah.
But I still got, you know, my folks still on that shut up and suck it up stuff.
Well, most people from that era, when they was 12, they were grown.
Come on.
And people thought they was really grown because they can do grown people tasks.
Right.
We just now getting the information with all the science, the data, the
Facts.
medical research that the human brain doesn't develop to at or around 25. That's a normal life, not considering the trauma we go through. So when we hear people say, well, 30 is the new 20, well, for us it is, because our brains aren't really developing normally based on our environments,
Nah.
right? Based on a kid, when you hungry and you can't eat, you ain't thinking, you're in survival mode.
Right.
Nature kicks in. You're more animalistic than you are analytic. Right? Most black men are animalistic because of the conditions.
Yeah, that's
Because of the
facts.
conditions. So I'm listening to Doc say, well, don't use those words. And I'm saying, well, why would that word matter? The more you begin to talk and she began to show, I said, well, the word is what creates the stigma where the black boy can't say nothing. Right?
Exactly.
But we're changing it.
Yeah, he crazy, so he get dismissed.
Right.
He get exactly.
Well, he mental retarded. Oh, they treat him bad. Well, he's battling mental health issues.
Or he ain't quite right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
what do y'all feel like in a way that social media?
Because you mentioned that word. I was just going to say that. Go ahead.
Do y'all feel like in a way that social media is triggering a lot of what's going on now? Because people compare themselves a lot more and can see I guess you can see things right in front of their face more.
I think they've actually put a lens on it.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think it was already happening.
Because my thing is, when you look like we speaking right now, we speaking from different people lenses right now.
Right.
And this has been put on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't really get the opportunity for celebrities to speak like this to the world,
Right.
right?
Now we are.
Yeah.
I mean, you have you got to realize that in the inner city, in our community, why you don't have a lot of black kids in the baseball? Because it costs a lot of money.
It's facts.
You get what I'm saying?
And your father got to take you to practice.
Exactly.
That's
So
a father passed down.
So we also looking at, we talking about mental health.
Right.
We talking about counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It costs.
But see, we're coming up creative.
We all
coming up to the same. But that's what I realized too, is financial literacy is what's going to, because if you think about everything and what's the root to most of these things, poverty is the root to a lot of situations black people go through. So it's like the reason why I teach people to get money, because I already understand what's going to help uplift. And don't get me wrong, money doesn't solve everything. But if you look at white people, a lot of them are probably happier because, for one, they go on vacations and stuff too. For one, how many black people have never been outside of the city or the states that surrounds them? You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
They don't. If you don't see the world, how do you know how to act in a way? You get what I'm saying?
You have representatives like everyone that's in this room that has either been incarcerated before, been on the outside, back on the inside, been in poverty, outside of poverty, been a lens to poverty, and they see different. Now, Taka from the hood is completely different, okay? And we're talking about over 20 years of undoing. That's me actually having to tap into undoing all of the toxic behavior that I learned as a child. So if you had met me, I'm just trying to tell you, if I had met you in a different light, I'd be like, oh my God. No?
Exactly.
Now you said a key component there. Having to unlearn all the stuff that you learned. So most people are taught wrong.
It's not that they're taught wrong. You got to remember, our parents were raised in the 1960s, the 50s, the 40s. I'm from Mississippi. They were still picking cotton.
I was taught to pimp. My uncle.
You get what I'm saying? Like, just think about where y'all were raised at. Like that's, I could still go to Mississippi today and see like 20 miles of nothing but cotton. Think about how much trauma it is to drive down 20 miles of cotton. Emmett Till Highway. That woman just died, what? Not too long ago? They literally, people don't believe me, look it up, Google it. Mississippi, slavery. We just became free. Not even what, 7 years ago, I think? Google it and tell me what it is. I think it's 7. I think it was 2013 or 2014.
Ooh,
like for
man.
real.
That's deep.
How you overlook that? You get what I'm saying? That's not
why do you say that? Like the schools were segregated. I heard there was a lot of segregation in Mississippi.
They literally did
racism
not. Let me give you the exact wording of what happened in 2013.
Yeah, see, that's why
That's
words
deep.
Play a big factor. I forgot what happened, but it was a wording clause.
Yep.
It was a wording clause.
Slavery wouldn't end it.
Because we don't how can I explain this? It's a reason why we don't understand law.
Here we go. Right here. You want me to read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mississippi ratifies the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery 147 years late. 147 years late. Is that an oversight?
I mean, like, the man with the gold makes the rules. So, like, whenever I be hearing about American stuff, I'm never, ever surprised because we can't. I heard one guy say, the reason why
it was 2013.
Black people are oppressed in America is because we don't have a system of people to go back to. So if Americans start heckling Chinese people and fucking with them how they fuck with us, China, they got people to say, hey, they're fucking with us. Stop what you're doing with them. Indian people, they have a leg to stand on. We don't have a kingdom to call back home to and say, hey, they fucking with us. So y'all stop, you know what I'm saying? They own Africa. So it's like we are 360 suppressed, in my opinion, because we don't have anybody to call to. If we in trouble, Chinese people can't be messed with in America because they own too much. And they got people to call back home to. So it's like I tell people,
We have nothing to sell.
but no, we have no value other than the $1 billion stadium, the $1 billion basketball stadium, the $1 billion football stadium, the malls, because we shop and we buy this.
You're getting deeper now.
So that's our forefront.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're battling mental health on top of substance abuse, right?
And a lot of people try to think in the black community, because a lot of people try to think that, it's normalized to drink. It's normalized to do drugs. It's normalized to do weed.
Yeah.
It's normalized to do all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's how we cope. But then if I, just like you said, you can shake hands and I show you love. And I try to meditate and I try to, ride on my Peloton or go walking and doing, you're just doing things the wrong way. You're too what? Cultured for us. So when I'm cursing and I'm doing X, Y, and Z, or when you're at your worst, or in that hate space that you mentioned, then that's supposed to be normalized? Or if I'm drinking and I add on, the smoking, and I add on the cocaine, and I add on the amphetamines, and the people who come to me that want those ADHD prescriptions, and I'm going, no. Let's get that urine drug screen up at you first.
That was gonna be.
You get what I'm saying? Listen,
that was gonna be my next.
I am a very unconventional provider, so I keep it real with my. Listen, this is what I told somebody yesterday. They were like, listen, when we go to your website, we see that it's not, we don't see a lot of white people on there. I said, because I'm looking for us. They ain't looking for me. I'm looking for us, our community, our black and brown community, because they're not looking. They literally, how many times have you seen, even with Regina King's son ending his life abruptly, that boy was only in his 20s.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
You get what I'm saying? She said, if you listen, if you read about it, they have been struggling with it for some time. If you up there that high and you can't access mental health, what is the issue?
Robin Williams.
Think about it. I ain't even going to Robin Williams right now.
Yeah,
I'm staying within our community, okay? The reason why I'm putting a lens on that is because we have a portion of our practice that actually caters to celebrity clientele. Because it's that shame that they carry around that they can't deal with. We actually embed ourselves into their families. We follow them for 2 and 3 years. We're right there like with their bodyguards. Right there. That's with them.
My daughter.
Whitney and her daughter. Somebody was in that circle. Somebody should be around you. Somebody should be around you. Everyone needs an accountability partner to say, listen, yo, you may not want to hear what I'm about to say to you, but let me reel you back in real quick. You good? Or are you not good? Give a person an opportunity to express themselves. As our people, we're often thought of as being aggressive, but actually we're passionate.
Very passionate.
We're a very passionate
That's
people.
what I had to
Very
realize
passionate.
though. Like
Right?
that's why I'm not gonna sit back and judge.
Right.
Like what I realized too, and what helped me with not caring what people think of me is because once I became successful, you start to get better conversations from people. I remember I was poor. Me at 25 with no money would not be having certain conversations with people.
Or even this
So
one.
then I'm starting to realize people, what I realize and have uncovered through this whole experience of it as everyone has skeletons in their closet and things they're not proud of. So whenever someone is coming at me judging, I already know you got something you're not proud of too. So I'm not about to sit here and let you affect how I feel when you got something to work on too.
But I got a
You get what I'm
question for you,
saying?
because you know we often do that tit for tat in the Black community. What would make you feel safe
Mhm.
to accept advice from me?
Oh, I
Say,
can
you
do
know,
that.
you get what I'm saying?
But
Say, you know,
like it has to come from a place of you got to know me. You
well,
can't
why do
just
I have
reach
to
out
know you? Why do I have to know you? Do you know that in psychiatry, a lot of
Because,
times
like-
we don't know people?
Because well, I'll say this, like someone is going to give you like a whole judgment platform. You know how people just want to sit you down and tell you about yourself. I don't allow nobody to do that to me because like it depends on what it's about. If I did something wrong, but if they're just focusing on me from an outside lens, just coming up to me to have a conversation about my life, I don't stand for that.
Well, I have a question with you. What if it's about somebody offering a self-help journey with you
But
and saying,
how do they think? Why do they
about it.
think I need help?
It's not that they may feel like you need help. Every Titan needs tools.
Right.
Okay? One of the best books I ever read was called The Tools of Titans, the Tactics
But what
and
if I
Tools.
reverse
Hold
it
on
and
for a
say,
second. Tactics and Tools of Billionaires, Millionaires, and World-Class Icons by Tim Ferriss.
but how do they know I don't have that?
Listen to me. The first paragraph in that book talks about mental health. It's not about the fact that somebody's coming to you and saying that you need help. I want somebody to catch my red flag before I'm flagged out, before I'm waving the flag, or I'm 6 feet deep and my voice can no longer be heard. Think about that young 29-year-old Miss America I talked about her a few weeks ago.
Right.
That passed away. Leaped. Think about this, y'all. I talked about this. Think about being on the phone with somebody. You getting so angry that ain't nobody in the room to stop you that you immediately go, I'm just going to leap. That's my decision. That's decisive. That means I don't want no help. That means don't come save me. Don't reach out your hand. No, don't help me. You know how definitive that is?
You know, I'm not going to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I heard Kevin Gates say something, right?
Yeah.
And he was speaking about when he was going through the mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And he was speaking about how he went to go work out.
I heard about that story.
Right?
He about to kill himself.
Exactly. But his mind was, he looked in the mirror that morning, his mind was made up that when I leave working out, it's over with.
That part.
I'm ending it.
I heard him say it.
He said that, but when he was walking out, a white guy
Mm-hmm.
stopped him, spoke to him, and was like, hey man, my son, he love you, whatever, right? Kevin Gates opened up and told him what he was about to do.
Wow.
But during that conversation, it broke him down.
Mm-hmm.
It made him realize. It made him stop a decision that he from what I'm hearing, like, I'm gone. It's over with.
That's it.
That one person.
That was an angel.
That one person.
That one person.
What made that one person come up to Kevin Gates and have that conversation? What made Kevin Gates stop to have that conversation?
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Right?
You gotta be open.
You gotta understand.
Right.
Because when your mind is made up,
Can't nobody stop
the
you.
only person that can change your mind
It's you.
is a person that's really close to you. And it gotta be your mother, it gotta be somebody in your family for you to say, I'ma listen. Cause when your mind is made up, it's tunnel vision.
But that was a stranger.
And that was a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
But don't when people about to jump off them bridges and they get talked down by a random person, it can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen because there's a
See,
story.
that's why what I'm saying is like when you stated like I don't accept certain people coming up to me,
Right.
and I feel it, right? But you know my game always been, I listen to everybody.
No, I'ma listen, yeah, but like
You know why?
Like
I'm a true believer in God.
Mm-hmm.
I pray a lot. I've been through a lot.
mm,
I can't say, everybody else experience, but I can say mine. Because I feel like it was times where I had tunnel vision, but I didn't want to do it. But I was in a position where I had to. But I sat back and I prayed, God, I don't want to do this, but I got to. Help me get through this because I really don't want to do this. Something happened. See, I felt that in real life.
facts.
So I'm a true believer that an angel come from anywhere. You just don't know where it's gonna come from.
What?
I got prophecies before I got where I was. People come. It was a lady. I was in Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
She just came up. I didn't do nothing but I had on basketball shorts, I had on a t-shirt, and some Jordans, just that. And I was taking my girl to get some wings in Augusta. And then a lady, she was wearing all church attire, a turquoise, like she was a real church woman. She had, like it looked peacock-ish. It was like a turquoise, dark blue, whatever. She had on the hat and everything with the decorative hat. And she stopped me. She had 3 kids with her, 3 boys. And she said, the Lord wanted me to tell you that you're going to be rich and successful one day.
Come on.
Didn't know this woman from a can of paint.
How old were you then?
I was 21, I'm 25 now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 21 years old. It was actually, I was just going to meet my girl father for the first time. And then, and my girl was with me. Little did I know this was the one who was going to help me scale those millions. She was right next to me. So it's like I listen to things, but it's like it depends on how it's perceived. Like if it's coming from a standpoint of like I'll know if it's hating and I know if it's criticism and it's love. But like from my standpoint, people come at me not on some criticism stuff, but on some hate. And they do got some people who love me, which is my wife, people close to me that like who come at me and they give me advice on love. I'm always receptive, and that's what helped me get here too, because I listen to my customers. I listen to what they want. But it's like, after a while, I can't even lie, like, if you sit back and you worry about every opinion about you, and you try to have a conversation about every little thing about you to everybody, you're going to destroy yourself.
Right.
So it's for my mental health to kind of not, like, I don't even have conversations like this too much, because I also believe talking about it releases emotions too much sometimes. So sometimes, see, my healing is to sometimes acknowledge that it's there, but stay busy. You know what I'm saying? Like my coping, everybody has different coping mechanisms. I do smoke weed, and that masks the physical pain, not the physical pain, but like the physical of how it feels.
I get what you're saying.
But it's like the mental is the only way I get over past trauma is becoming a better version of me. That's the only way I cope with it.
There's no in between with you.
What you mean?
There's no in between.
Yeah, there isn't.
I just picked that up on his personality.
Yeah.
Just there's no in between.
Exactly.
All this,
It's
Yeah,
all or
exactly.
nothing. And so like I'm
Yeah.
listening to him and I'm like, I get what
Yeah,
there are a lot of young men
have
like him.
I don't have a like I'd rather not talk about
Right.
my traumas and
Mhm.
things like that because it's like I don't want to relive the situation. I want to kind of
Do you know how trauma works though?
you gotta process it. The talk.
It literally
have
let me tell you this. You got two little portions of your brain. It's just a little exercise, guys. You got the hippocampus, which
Mhm.
is almost like your iPhone.
right.
If you take a bad picture, what you gonna do? Delete it. But it
Mhm.
stays on the back end for how long?
But see, I've gotten to the
Think about
point
it.
where
I just want you to follow the exercise. How
Go
long does it, when you delete somebody your phone, it stays on the back end of it for about, what, 30 days, right?
right.
Unless you officially delete it out of your what?
Yeah.
Now, there you go. This part right here is called the amygdala. That's where you got your feelings. That's your feelings house.
Mhm.
You got all your traumas, the stuff you're talking about that you know what, I don't want to relive it. It's right there, but it got a lid on it.
But if it's never going away,
It never goes away.
so that's why I accept that it's never going away.
Okay, but listen to me. Let me tell you what has to happen in order for it to go away. Remember they bosom buddies. Your memory and you got your feelings.
Mhm.
What do you think you got to put in your memory if you delete it? You got to put a new file for what? A new way of thinking, a new
Facts.
way of growing, a new way of changing, a new way of healing, a new way of loving. It's opening up a different chamber in your mind and your brain. Because if not, guess what them folders gonna do? Let me tell you something. I got a phone over there that just actually malfunctioned today because it was what? Too full. You ever notice the iPhone do what? Glitch.
Yeah,
Won't
it's
even
too
come back
full.
on.
Yeah.
It won't even come back on. So I'm just gonna have to go there and do what? Buy some extra memory. But buying the extra memory is not gonna replace the files unless I delete them and do what? Put new memory there.
Exactly.
Our brains are all, literally, I tell everyone, we all are one shake away from instability. There's no one sane person on this earth. Not one.
We're all one incident away
Yes.
from that thing that'll tap us,
Yeah.
make us.
Yeah. That's why when
That's deep.
That's fact.
when I'm
That's
putting these,
deep.
when I'm putting these folders together, this is my mitigation plan. So you know how you plan it for your life? That's all I'm saying. Have your mitigation plan in place because guess what? When the lid come off, like Kanye's has, Will has, Regina's sons did, and all the black people that died in February alone from ending their own lives. Nobody's there to put the lid back on. When it's unleashed, what you gonna do? Your file's still there. Remember, it remembers how big it was. So every single file, if you got 264 gigabytes, all 264 of them files gonna come out.
You know why I think God put my wife in my life as well? Because her major was psychology.
But is she your lid?
She is.
There you go. That's
Like,
all
that's
I'm
the
saying.
person,
You
that's the
got a
person.
lid somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like,
real
You
talk.
got a lid.
Oh, no, that's her.
You got a lid. All right.
Yeah, that's her. Like her degree
listen,
was in
And that's what
Psychology,
talking
man.
does. Talking gets you to your lid.
Get you to your lid. That's all I'm
like that's
trying
but
to
that
say.
is the
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's the one person I've been
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But like,
It's deep, man.
Yeah,
This
my
deep,
wife-
man. This
but
good.
yeah,
This
but
good
y'all-
combo.
See, listen, ever since I met him, he's been talking about his wife.
Yeah, that's his
That's his
lid.
lid.
That's his
That's
lid.
what the same thing with Will. Jada is his what?
That's his
Lid. That girl been telling him the same story since she was 19 and 20 since she met him. Listen, bro, you don't do it for me. Tupac was that thing for me. But if you want to rock with me, you can rock with me. But this is what you got. He said it's still my lid though. I chose her.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So even at the ages that they are now, right? That's still his lid. And even
And
when
we shamed him, talking about how many people left out.
there you go.
That's
His
right.
lid just so happened to come off. And guess what he did when he went back to that table? That woman was right there to put the lid back on and she hugged him.
Say, Will, you need to get out of here. I ain't going nowhere.
You get what I'm saying?
They told Will to leave
Yeah.
the hospital that night. He said, I ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. Because if he had not stood his ground, he still would have been emasculated even more.
Mm.
I
And
knew
then
he
you
my
got-
nigga. Yeah, I told him he my kind of nigga. I'm saying, yeah, you right. Yeah. You done make, you done hit home for me.
I'm trying to tell you, listen,
I was
these,
insensitive to Will Smith. I was sitting out there,
you really got like there's more, like just even
Man.
listening to your story. I never thought tonight was gonna happen like
and I've
this.
been,
I
and I've
did.
been insensitive to Kwame Brown. That's why he got all them women around.
That's what I'm
He
trying
like
to say.
his
I
mama.
got a different view on him too.
Y'all set me up. Y'all get
But
it.
no, but now, like I'm telling y'all got to listen to the chapters in folks' lives. Like, yo, that stuff is still there. So when y'all
That's
see
what I
people,
said. Like I'm like, it's so much
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
in everybody's life that, like, I read this book called Subtle Art
Yeah,
of
this
Not
big,
Giving a
man.
Fuck.
what's it called?
Subtle Art of Not Giving a Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, I think I have that actually.
So I read that book and it really helped with my mental health. Cause I started to realize we give too many fucks. Like, you know that whole Will Smith situation?
Yeah.
0 fucks given over here. When we tell you why every man got his own sin. And if I keep caring about if I go watch the news, I'll find something new to care about. I gotta channel all of my emotions and all the fucks given to my family and my situation. And that's why I'm kind of straight up in line. I'm not worried or empathizing over anybody but my situation, what I got going on, because he's drawing energy. If I sit back and empathize with Will, this and that, cool. But I had to realize it's people in my household who need that from me.
I got
Who
a
needs
question
that.
for you though, and this gonna get even deeper. You can answer it or you don't have to.
Right.
What happens when one day your lid come off? Your wife, let's just say this,
Right.
plug in, and she can't put your lid back on. You can't listen. Meaning, every emotion that you feel, you unleashed. Remember them 2 years that you had?
Right.
Guess what? It's magnified when you're in your 30s. It's tripled when you're in your 40s. It's quadrupled when you're in your 50s. When you're in the end stage of your life, and literally, I go out to see the elderly, and the one thing that everyone wants at the end of the life is what?
A close.
Man, you said that. They want that closure and somebody who was there for them to put that lid right back on. Let's just say there comes a time she won't be enough. And there will be a time.
Boy, it's deep, y'all.
Right.
There will be a time. So you got to make sure that she got a lid too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? This is about the whole entire structuring of black families, not from the black husbands to the black sons to the black girls to the black women. This is about the whole family.
Somebody got to be able to say, goddamn, nigga, you gonna give in to all your desires and keep cheating on your wife?
Come on.
Somebody in the village got to be able to say that to you.
Thanks, bro.
If you shelter in with just you and your family, as a black man, you'll abuse them because nobody can pull you your cord and hold you accountable.
That's what I'm trying to get you
I
to
do,
say.
yeah, I do have that. I do have like a sense of, and I had to, and I feel like I have a sense of being held accountable, like listening to somebody, and if I'm wrong,
Right.
I'm wrong. Like narcissism is not how you get to the next level.
But you know, all of us got it, right?
No, I'm narcissistic in the way of like I trust my business moves,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I'm willing to have a conversation and think and this and that. But it's like I have tunnel vision as far as where I want to go, and as far as, like I said,
He reminds me of Will,
my
a young Will.
my coping mechanism, like I said,
Yeah.
is to work.
That's-
Is to not think about that, and like this helps, or something like productive
Right.
towards me bettering myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I sound harsh when I tell people like I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. But what I'm telling them is I'm really showing them how to stay positive, because your emotions, you have to be selfish sometimes with your emotions.
It's not saying you don't give a fuck. But what you're saying is, I'm not going to operate in any energy that's going to suck the soul.
Yeah, I don't
out of
even
me or my
watch TV.
purpose.
Exactly,
That's
man.
it. That's a
yeah,
better way to
exactly.
say it.
Yeah, I don't
That's
watch
it.
TV.
I don't watch
Exactly.
TV either.
I don't play video
Exactly.
My
games.
TV ain't been turned on in about 7 years.
You guard your space.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, I have to.
You,
Yeah. He guards his space, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't watch a lot of stuff, because if I see it, I'm gonna get involved. I'm gonna get entwined.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I
I'm
don't
like
watch
that.
police shooting videos, because if I watch it, I got a conviction that'll make me act on things.
I don't even watch slavery videos any of that no more.
So a lot of things, I get what you're saying, and it brings me back to the notion where, what traumatic experiences do, right? You protect your energy, you guard your space.
Right.
Most people don't have that strength and that power.
That's
So
facts.
throughout their life and throughout their day, they're being constantly reminded of traumatic experiences from childhood that's still carrying over in their adulthood, right?
Right.
And when they lid come off, it all goes back to childhood.
Right.
It all goes back to childhood.
Because just like you said, even to, your wife's point, if your wife was raised like I was, she gonna eventually need a lead. Okay? And that's just coming from any adverse background, period. It is a constant.
Oh yeah, I understand that. Like
Yeah.
women, like I focus on that, like her happiness. I realize like even in marriage and this and that, it's an everyday thing. Like you got, and then women are taught to be strong, and they're supposed to heal us, and they're supposed to
Right.
be our backbone, and they're not. They're just supposed to be so perfect. And I feel like, to your point, I feel like women also need, we say the black man need this, but I feel like the black woman in a way is hurting too.
It needs grace.
You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like, and another reason I publicly speak highly of my wife and do this and that is because I realize we glorify the futures, we glorify these guys, but we don't ever ask their children, or we don't speak on the effects. We're like these young men, I want to be the next future. I want to have a whole bunch of baby mamas. I want to be them. But what you don't realize is your son is going to dislike that one day.
The
Right.
disconnection.
Yeah.
Nobody
No.
talks about the disconnection.
Nobody talks about what
Nobody.
your child going through.
Exactly. And that's good, because I want to say this here, man. It's for both of y'all, really.
Mhm.
Just for being on the show, because this is
This is so deep.
Now we thought the other day was top 5. Now.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep on getting better and better.
Yeah, because
This
this
is
right
number
here,
one.
yeah, because this right here kind of, it opened up a lot, and then just to be able to speak to a young black man.
Yeah.
So I'm glad
Right.
this worked out the way it worked out. Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love it because the world don't get the opportunity to hear. They don't get a chance to hear this, homie.
Yeah, and I was saying that too.
They hide this away.
Being in my position, I
Yeah.
get to be that voice for my generation, and just be a mature light for them. And you know what I'm saying? Like I tell these young men, like, I often get asked questions like, how do you feel about being married young or
Right.
children young, this and that? But like I tell people, you don't know my background.
That's right.
Until when they figure out, oh shit, he come from 9 siblings, like my situation
Right.
start to add up. You know what I'm saying? Like I really take pride, and I knew I was gonna have a boy the moment I had a child. Some reason I just knew it. Son came out looking just like me, acting like me, right?
Mm.
And that was the
I
best
love this
thing.
black boy joy, by the way.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was
Yeah,
the
real
best.
talk.
My son was like one of the best things that happened to me, because I'm like, in a way, that's my way of reversing what happened to me. Is
Healing trauma.
Healing trauma.
like like seeing him happy. He's gonna grow up. I had $300K the day my son was born. By the time he was 6 months, I had $1 million.
Come on.
So it's like, I became a millionaire. Actually, he was born in August. So yeah, 6 months after he was born.
Man, do you see how your impoverished childhood was so traumatic that as soon as you found out that you had a baby,
Yeah,
nigga,
made
you
me
was
snap.
get rich or die trying.
that's what it was. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice at that point. I knew I was gonna be rich the moment my wife told me she was pregnant. It was like, it's either this or nothing. I don't know how to explain that feeling, but kind of how he said, it's either get rich or die trying. I would lay it all out on the line. I took all types of risks. I'm in the military. I gotta skip work, knowing these white men can get me in trouble. I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna make enough, and I'm not gonna ever see my son be in his military for 20 years.
Exactly.
I've watched my stepfather go on 3 deployments. That's 9. That's 18 months. It's almost 2 years
Out of your kid's life.
away from your family. So I said, that's a long time for me to ever be away. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought of so many things while I'm in the military. I'm gonna be away from my family. You know, and then my son not gonna see me I just didn't feel like I would be his hero being in the military. Then I was gonna set him up to be in the military. And I had to go through that. So I was like, you know, I'm just not trying to go through my son's experience or what I've experienced. And on top of that,
But
letting
do you
another man
realize
raise
that-
him.
Do you not realize that you're actually utilizing healthy coping strategies?
I was just sitting here thinking.
It's
that.
like,
Yeah.
it's not that he don't give a fuck. You actually give a fuck about healthy fucking practices in your family. And
Right.
having a healthy fucking solid, just like this table, foundation.
See, because I was sitting here
Facts.
thinking.
Yeah.
The opposite of him is the kid with the gun selling dope.
That
Exactly.
That part.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And he's not doing that. He's doing
No.
something so different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's in my daughter's generation. My daughter will be 21 this year. She is like, she a Capricorn, so it's no in between. It's just, it is or it ain't.
Yeah, I'm an Aries, so it's my season right now. I turn 26 April 12th.
Oh, y'all. The Marys.
So we got to do a part 2 for
We
me.
got
We
to.
gotta do a
Y'all,
part
what
2
did
for
you
me.
guys think about this conversation? Let us know. Where can your fans reach you?
Aristotle Investments, ARISTOTLE_investments on Instagram. That's my biggest platform. And yeah, you'll really enjoy everything I got to offer for real.
Yeah, really, very, very financial, literacy savvy, young guy, with great discipline skills by way of the military. So, remarkable young man.
And then not only that, guys, if you want to learn more about these uncomfortable conversations that I be having with folks, go to Tea Talk with Taka. That's TEA Talk TALK Taka, like my name.
I wouldn't even get this interview on the Breakfast Club.
I know.
I wouldn't even.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even open up to them on the Breakfast Club. Nah, but like I realize
I rocks with this.
I realize I gotta open up more, and but I'm not gonna be too much into that.
No, stay as you are, brother.
No, you doing
been guarding
good.
Your
Yeah.
space. You've been
Exactly.
guarding your
You
still
passion.
feel young.
Yeah, man, just
still
imagine
young.
where
Yeah.
you go from here. You just reached brain development, bro.
Can I get every black man in this room to tell this young fella how proud y'all are? Let's say we are proud.
We are
We are proud of you,
We
bro.
are proud of you, bro.
Square business. Like in real life. In
Like, we proud, for real.
I mean, I want you to understand that you the reverse
Yeah.
of what we dealing with in our community, homie.
You the reverse.
You the reverse, homie.
He
like-
didn't come in here trying to be boastful.
Nothing.
Nothing like
I mean,
that.
this is my
So
second time
different.
meeting him.
So
and
different.
He's been the same way.
Yeah.
And this is a young
Just like
millionaire,
this.
A young millionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he put himself in a position to be praised, but he like, nah, I'm cool. I mean, we told it's the first car I bought when I made $1 million.
Right.
And let me just show you. Let me just show you how.
I'm not impressed with the car or the money. I'm impressed to see a young black man that's put himself in a position to not to get sucked in to the negativity or the stereotype of our community.
That's right. That's all he's saying.
Yeah.
He's literally just another Kevin Gates.
Yeah, another
Yeah,
kid.
Like he's just building a
yes,
fence.
man.
And
Yeah,
then,
bro.
Yeah.
just talking to this young man, the power of forgiveness, right?
Come
Going back
on.
and reconnect with his father.
That part.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I bought him
so-
a truck. I did all that. I bought my dad a truck. I put him in positions to get money because what I realized is life is too short. I could sit here and be angry at my father, but what I realized is my father also didn't have a father.
Mhm.
We never think about what our parents went through. We always, and that's something I want young black men and across America and young black women to understand is sometimes you gotta realize, cause we put our parents in this superhero mode. lower your expectations of your parents and realize that they humans too, even though they pretend not to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my dad had his first child at 19. I'm his third child. So how can I be mad at a man who had children at 19 in Atlanta, young? Also, the education system was way worse in the 90s. So it's like I gotta have a level of understanding too. And I feel like we never asked him. Oh, and on top of that, how long should he keep apologizing? To you know what I'm saying? Like how long?
That's deep.
Man.
But I got something even deeper for him.
Yeah.
You need to get you a shirt that's called Heroes, right? You just actually cured a generation. You just made your dad a hero just by you rebuilding your kingdom. Your son.
And I'm named after him.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was never like that. You know what I'm saying? Like me wanting to villainize him and say, hey, nah, you can't have none of this money because you didn't help me as much. But I did live with my father before. So I lived with him for 3 years. And believe it or not, the happiest I ever seen my father was when I lived with him. Until now, what I'm doing now. But during that time I didn't live when he went through a dark period. Because I'm the junior. When I lived with him, I'm my dad had 7 children.
You the life.
Yeah. Like I was
The little hero.
Yeah, man.
But I'm not the oldest. I'm the third oldest of his children. But I'm a junior. So I got 2 older brothers.
Right.
But they got the same mother.
Right.
And then my dad had me. And then he went back and had another child with that same woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 3 brothers. But, and you know what I'm saying? So I went through that too. They resented me.
Right.
Because now I'm successful.
Well, you touching a lot of households right now.
And it's like,
Man.
you know
Come
what I'm
on.
saying? And then on
Come
top
on.
of
Real,
that,
bro.
I'm in their eyes, the bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Or the kid who broke up their family.
Right.
And they expressed that to me. So it was like, you know.
God bless the child.
Yeah, but like I still forgave them. I'm good at forgiveness.
Nah, boy, you a good man, boy.
You're a good
youngster,
man.
boy.
I want all the fans to recognize what healing, I didn't say healed, healing looks like.
I don't feel like black men.
You.
I don't feel like we should keep beating each other down
That part.
for every single mistake, because I had to realize sometimes you gotta put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
But ask yourself, how did you heal your father?
How did I heal my father?
Yeah. Because you did.
I did.
You gave him life again.
I did.
You gave him
being
purpose
there, bro.
again.
What would you
Because he did tell me before I got rich, he was like, literally, and I cried on the phone when he told me. He said, son, I made so many mistakes. I got 7 kids. I ain't got a pot to piss in. No inheritance for y'all, nothing. I'm done. Like, I quit. I give up on life. Like, I'm a failure. And yeah, you get what I'm saying? And this was 2017. I told him, Dad, I'm gonna figure some shit out for us. Like, but I like, life ain't over. Like, this shit ain't over. I'm like, you only 42. I'm like, you know, yeah, but I'm like, it ain't over.
So your purpose is to create heroes.
And you know what?
Look, we're trying to have a tear section. No, like seriously though, like
it ain't that.
No, I don't want you to undermine your purpose. You know how
I'm
the lady
not-
came to you with the head.
Yeah.
I have a very keen sense of discernment on people. A very keen sense of discernment. Anyone who knows me, they would tell you, if Taka, I'm trying to tell you, your purpose is to create and manifest heroes.
Facts. But like, you know, I believe so too. Like, I believe I'm used as a tool from the Most High to I guess bless the world, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, in my own way.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm going to use my influence for good though. Because
Right.
like, I want to show these young men, because I also want to save the black woman. And I realized by me treating my wife well and doing that in front of all these young men is gonna save a lot of young black women. Cause I've already had guys saying, you make me treat my girl better because I seen you doing it.
Exactly.
They recognize what I'm doing is cool. So it's like even with Lil Durk and with India, I people don't realize how powerful the message he's sending.
Right.
Saying, oh, I don't have to have, you know what I'm saying? Like I could be, you know, I can
Happy
love a
with
woman.
one.
But what you showing us, man, in the true form, with your whole conversation and the way you giving out your message, you really letting everybody know. Start being more responsible as a black man.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by being responsible, I'm saying, hey man, when you choose a woman, because we all gone through it. I have one son, but choose a woman that you can grow with.
Yeah,
Not
she's
you
an
go,
investment.
not who you can shine with.
That part.
I realized that, like, guys gotta realize that women are investments. So like,
Exactly.
the reason why I'm with my wife was because I knew that, and this is crazy because I realized this about my stepfather too. He has my mom. My mom is the type of woman who, if you give her a plan, I can make millions with my mom. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my wife is like that. You give her a plan and anything to do, she gonna execute and support. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I knew that she was a good investment from the get go.
She ride or die. Yeah,
Come on.
It's yes.
Like
baby,
if I need a website done, she gonna Google it and figure it out.
That's right.
YouTube, whatever. Like
That's
so
deep.
And believe it or not, and this is another point I wanted to say, especially the black women, when they work hard, it rubs off on the man. It forces him to get his stuff together. But what I realized is, and I ain't gonna say who, but I seen people with lazy counterparts, a lazy woman, and it rubbed off on him.
Or even a lazy man, and it rubbed off
on her. Yes.
And stopped her growth and potential. So if people are not feeding off each other, like if y'all not building each other up, and it's not a partnership, split.
Yeah,
That's it.
Your woman is your.
The energy is no longer there.
The energy is no longer there because a person who truly loves you, just like you love your wife, and just like I'm hearing all this black men, and like the fact that y'all loving your family and your kids. The more you pour into yourself, by default, everyone around you, to include your wife, will naturally benefit.
I have a daughter too. She's only 1 month old.
Congratulations.
That's the true leader of the household, right?
Congratulations.
when you work on yourself by default, pour into
yourself.
So
Pour into your kingdom.
That's you self-improving, and while you're self-improving yourself, things around you, your house, your wife, your kids,
everything will change. Let me tell you something. When you get the wrong, just like to your point, when you get the wrong partner, I'm trying to tell you, your trees won't grow, your grass won't be cut, your trash won't be taken out.
So you feel like people, do you feel like people should choose their partners based on where they're going?
I feel like that there's a partner for everyone in this world, and there are more distractors that are along the way. So it's not necessarily that I'm picking that person. I think God has ordained for somebody to specifically be for Dr. Cash.
To carry that torch.
To carry that torch. When y'all see him, let me know, okay?
Already, man. So you want to take us out with any quotes, with anything you want to talk to the audience?
Listen, guys, this has been what is called Conversations That Transform. I know that we got the red table talk out there, but this is the community table talk right here, okay? Where we're bringing real world, real life experiences. We're not glamorizing this. When nobody's changing up their dialect or anything. This is us. You come to my office, I'm gonna talk just like this, okay? You see me online, you see any of my providers online, we're gonna talk like this. This is the community. We're at the table. If you're out there and you are suffering in silence, please call 1-833-ON-PSYCH. I hear a lot of you saying, hey, that suicide number online don't work. Well, guess what? A black woman created one for you. That's called 1-833-ON-PSYCH. That means ask somebody, is your psych on today? What you on today? That's why we came up with that number. To ask somebody what they own. To your point, if you want some negative energy, you're not on my psych today. All right? You're not on my mind. You're not taking up my space. You're not occupying my time. To your point, I'm not filled with hate today, okay? That's not my lifestyle no more. I'm on my site. That means that I'm on my ish. I'm growing and I'm changing and I'm manifesting things. Doesn't mean that you don't give a fuck. It means that you got a lot of fucks to give about your kingdom.
That's what it is. Like I reserve
Period.
those fucks and I take them over there.
Another great episode of the Game Related Podcast. We go name this one Guidance Above My Emotions.
Wow.
Guidance Above My Emotions. So we'll see y'all next week and we out.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
We get a great episode.
That was good.
Yes, ma'am, Doc. You got to come back.
I think I'm like 100. Oh, I haven't missed on any interview, anything. Like I just keep getting better and
Man,
better.
nah, you too young to know what you know, homie. That's how I know you chosen to be who you are. You too young. Yeah, no. And then
Awesome.